We're quickly coming to the end of this first week of the 2015 Tournament of Champions, and after tonight's game, the field for next week is going to become a lot clearer. Welcome to the Final Wager. I'm Keith Williams. Sad to say that field is not going to include my friend Elliot Yates, who has just 3,600 heading into final. Really got destroyed on that buzzer. You could tell he was getting visibly frustrated, and I watched the game with him tonight, and he had a good time. We all had a good time, and it's just too bad that he didn't get any categories that were up his alley. I mean, even that Bach category, or not Bach, outside the box, that was pretty up his alley, but there was no opera or really weird, I don't want to say weird, but obscure Eurovision songs. Things like that. And that's what Jeopardy comes down to sometimes. Crapshoot of who you're playing against and what categories you see. So someone who doesn't do well one day might have won 4 games with the right board and with the right opponents. And maybe the right lunch. I don't know. Kerry and Andrew, I was actually pretty surprised to see them wager anything here. 17-2 is a great wild card score. As is 18,000, of course. And little does either of them know, but that would put both of them in the top spot, assuming the other one wins. 4,000, saw a lot of that tonight. It's always fun. Kerry clearly embracing one wagering technique over any others, although I think either way would have worked. And Andrew had his $4,000 true daily double. Maybe that was just coincidence, but I guess some people will chalk that up to proper wagering, if you will. A few things I have to mention. One, speaking of different material, that Final Jeopardy clue was absurdly easy compared with the other 3 clues we've seen this week. Again, it's all about blind luck in Final Jeopardy a lot of the time. Second, with Matt Jackson's appearance once again, I'm seeing a lot of comments on Twitter, on comment feeds, on Facebook about him showing autistic traits. Look, doctors can't even make those diagnoses without meeting the person face to face. Maybe that's just the way, maybe doing gestures is something he does on TV because it's funny. I mean, Elliot was doing a lot of gestures tonight, and I don't think anyone was calling him autistic. It's not really your position to be calling people things that they might not be, and especially not on a television show when they're playing against 2 other people for huge amounts of money in front of 15 million viewers or whatever the current Jeopardy viewership is. Just don't do it. Keep it to yourself. If you don't like something, sure, say that something annoyed you, but don't start labeling people because they fit into some mold that you probably don't even understand in the first place. These are real people who are up here. And I did realize that a long time ago, but in the first season and somewhat into the second season of the Final Wager, I was a little bit meaner about people. I don't think I ever called anyone an idiot or labeled them in that way, but I probably said some things that were less than ideal and not nice, but eventually you figure out that these are real people who read these things, and words have the propensity to hurt people if they're used in the wrong way. So just think about that before you start saying things off the cuff because you consider Jeopardy players to be more reality show contestants than human beings. Okay, rant over. 6 players in the next round already. We've got Catherine Hardy, Brennan Bushy, couldn't keep up the double E's, I guess. I think we ran out. Matt Jackson, and now Kerry Greene. Tonight, we have Andrew Haringer and Vaughn Winchell with 16,599 clinching the first 2 wildcard spots because they can't be caught tomorrow. Unfortunately, Kristen Sawsville is out. She got bumped with 12,800. Normally, that would be a good score, just not this year. And on the bubble right now, we've got at 15,000, which is what Andrew would have had he missed, John Schultz. And at 14,000, which is what Kerry would have had she missed, Dan Feitel. It's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow, and I'm excited to see who makes the semifinals. Alex Jacob, Scott Lord, Michael Bilo, maybe 2, maybe 3. And of course, I'll say maybe 0 if everyone gets 0. There. I knew someone was going to call me out on that. Okay. We'll see you tomorrow on the final wager.